Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Zidane Hamid and I'm 8 years old. And today I'm back with another big book review. And now I'm doing on a series of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid series. It is written by Jeff Kinney. And this is a New York Times bestseller. And there's Diary of a Wimpy Kid, then Roderick Rules, then Last Straw, then Dog Days, then Ugly Truth, then Cabin Fever, then Long Haul, then Hard Luck, and then Third Wheel, then Old School, and Double Down, and Getaway. And there are two basically about the film. One is about the film, Movie Diary, the three films, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roderick Rules, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Dog Days. Which is actually, we are putting Dog Days and Last Straw together, which is a combination of those. Although they were trying to make a fourth film on Last Straw. And this is a do-it-yourself book. It's like some activity, and it's gonna cost you a fortune because of this. And this is like a journal, It can come in handy when people are saying that, tell me, what is your life? What was you when you were a kid? You can just be like, now here's my journal. Take, now shoot. That's when it comes in handy. So before we can start with the first of all, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Then, now let's jump into the story. So first, this is about Greg Heffley. Now let me introduce the main characters. Greg Heffley, his brother Roderick Heffley, his little brother Manny Heffley, his dad and his mom, his friend Rowley, and the cheese. And that cheese is a rotten cheese. So as you know, this is about his life, and you see, let's start with the first one. So as you know, life starts good, and when he was small, he just came into his house. He thought he was a single kid when he saw, and there was Roderick. So the time goes on, and he was, with Roderick, and Roderick used to tease him. And 90% of the things he wore was actually Roderick's used things. So then one day what happens that he goes to school, and middle school is just like something so big, and middle school is like some people who shave up, and with so many people, it's like different ages. But if he was in charge of middle school, he would put it on ages. He would put it on heights. So that was like kids like Chirag Gupta would be in first grade. Although they were big, but they would be small in height. So that's a good idea to go to. But there was the cheese in the school, and cheese touch, the rotten cheese, there and rots in left spring. It was left in spring, fell out of a sandwich or something, and it was rotten, moldy, and nasty than ever. Like it fell in last spring, and on the basketball court they had a hoop, although the other ones didn't have a hoop. And still, nobody came near the cheese. You know what? The dreadful cheese touch. It's like the cooties, but you just touch it, the only way you have to protect yourself by crossing your fingers. And Greg Heffley actually taped his finger, and he got a dehydrated. But actually, that's actually a good way to go on. So this guy named Gavin Walsh got this cheese touch, and now everyone didn't even touch it. So, if you get a cheese touch, never touch anybody. Actually, it's a good way to touch anybody because you will pass it on. It's just like a virus. Influenza, achoo to other person, he just sneezes to other person, it goes on. So then, as you know, there was two more kids who got the cheese touch. Now, there's his best friend Rowley, who is on the 150th spot of the popular kid. And, Greg is on the 53rd spot. He'll go to 52 because Charlie Davis is getting his braces. So, as the story goes on, now comes snow falling, and there's a weekend off school, and Robbie gives him a present. And what's that? It is a big wheel, and the big wheel is something like you're driving a cycle and there's a game in it. But first, there were many very good things, and Robbie got so much gifts you can't even think of it. Even a Twisted Wizard game. Until his dad finds out how violent is it, he will play it. And now this big wheel game is a really tough game. He just made this game up Greg made it to just throw a football and you knock him off the big wheel. And Greg didn't want to go up because it was 35 miles an hour on a hill. So he just put Rowley every time. And when Rowley was like, can you take another turn? And Greg is always, saying, no, you're better. Because he knows that he will get, wet, exhausted. So he just the hitter. And now Greg wanted to make the world record for making the most biggest snowman. So first Rowley and Greg started off with a big, huge snowball. And when they thought, let's ambush Willie Street. And they surf and slide every snowfall and every Christmas on their streets, even if there's not their neighborhood. But then, they thought of hitting that big snowball of the Willie Street kids. And that's a tough job. So when it happened, but there's dad. His dad is always like going on any mega project of toys. He has the Civil War battlefield of Gettysburg, sometimes on a turf, and now he was on a turf. No kidding. He's always a baby. Anyway, now as you know, his toys and turfs were there and they were making their own big snowball. But when you put turfs and toys outside, they always get damaged. And the snowball just landed on Dad's turf and it was all whoosh. So the turf was gone and it was all stuck to the snowball. And now Dad came out and he was like, oh no, my turf! My turf! And now he knows that Greg has done that, so he got the shovel. Now see, whenever Greg does anything, whenever he just gets to Dad actually throws anything he has in his hand. So if Greg kicks Manny while he's playing with toys, while Dad is having a newspaper in his hand, it's a good time to screw. But if he's out in the playfield hitting Manny when Manny is playing with his toys and Dad is having a brick in his hand, that's a bad time. Because Dad's philosophy. But the problem is not that Dad is so aggressive. He just cools off real quick. What's mom's more easier. Their mom just gives her punishment. She just thinks for punishment like a course. They think that, oh, what is the punishment? You just go for 3 days. I'm going to think it out. So that's what it's like. And then when you give something more good to her and do a good thing like sweeping up the house, you just forget about everything. And then when you go on your thing which is prohibited for a week, she just goes all over again. But it's easy to get her distracted. So as we know, what happened? The snowball was perished and demolished and this and that was happened. So, you know what happened? Then that was the end of the world record. And when Rowley was got in a fight with Greg because he blamed Greg for hitting the snowball, then there was an ambush. It was a hit and run by the Willie Street kids. That means that they were ready for it. Anyway, now when it was Halloween, Greg wants to go out and he didn't want to go out. Before that, he went to a big horror house and there was a chainsaw alien, these things. So he wanted to build a horror house of his own. And guess what? It was a total failure. The first kid who came was Shane Snedder. He was just stuck in the Hall of Screams. Hall of Screams was just like a bed which Rowley and Greg were making screams on. And Rowley's dad wasn't, going in with anything. So he just closed the haunted house. That was the end of the haunted house. When Greg found out and went to the other house to collect candy, that was the worst experience of Greg's life. Because why? You want to know? They were going outside alone. And alone, what I mean by that, the dad left them after getting Manny home. So they were having their costumes. Greg's first costume was a pirate costume. So he was running away from, there was a bunch of teenagers coming on a truck. And what fired the fire extinguisher on Greg and Rowley? But Rowley, he was wearing a knight outfit. And he had a shield. And every knight has a shield. If a knight doesn't have a shield, he is not a knight. So when he just dropped 95% of the fire extinguisher with his steel. But still, the teenagers were running. So they had to just make a run for it. But then, you know what happened? They just stayed in Grandma's house. But when Dad said that, no, you should come back, they just went until they reached Snake Road. Snake Road is even dangerous without a bunch of teenagers running behind you. It's even very dangerous when there is no traffic. Because you're in the dark, people can lost anywhere. It's so complicated. And then they just make it. Believe it or not, they make it without any teenagers chasing them. Anyway, that was their story. And then when Rowdy got attached with another friend, you know what happened? Then, Greg wanted to go with Fred. And Freddy is one of these bland kids, a weird kid. When he says to you, "Wanna see my secret freckle? Just run away. He's gonna bite you and do this." He's actually a very big biter. Anyway, they were having a play, and after that, what happened at 11:30? Before that, Freddie was a kid who wasn't allowed to eat sugar, and he ate some jelly beans of Greg. So he just ran away and bouncing around the walls, and then Greg hid in the bathroom till 11:30 in the night when Freddie sipped a piece of paper. And then when Greg read it, that was when he blacked out. Anyway, at 2 p.m. he came back and he just made a run for it. And Dad was mad for waking him up in 2 p.m. He was just mad, "Why did you wake me up at 2 p.m.? Now, as we go on, the story goes on with Rowdy and Greg's friendship breaking. And what I mean by that, there's gonna be a fight in the school of Rowdy and Greg. And remember that big wheel accident of Rowdy? He broke his left leg, and people were like, he was some hero saving somebody from a dragon or something. Anyway, when we are going back to the story, you see that those teenagers are coming again during Rowdy and Greg's fight. And actually, they didn't have a fight. Whenever there was about to be a fight, then the teenagers came. And now they were trying to punish them because they ran away. And that's the very bad part, because first there's bad news. They were near the basketball field. And remember when I said basketball field? That gives you some tingling. Because, there was a cheese on it. And not just only ordinary cheese. The cheese was moldy, nasty, and rotten. And over there for 1 year. That's why then Greg was looking at the cheese. And now this is the worst part. That teenager was also looking at the cheese. And now this means that they're caught. So let me put it this way. I can't explain it what happened to Rowdy and Greg. So let me put it this way. They made Rowdy eat the cheese. And now by meaning eat or touch, I mean he's got the cheese touch. So that's why now it was Greg's turn. But now Greg said, "I would, but I'm allergic to dairy." So, you know what? He said he was allergic to milk, and it actually worked out. And then what? He just got away. And when everybody found out that the cheese was missing, people were like, "Hey, where did the cheese go? Somebody has got the cheese clutch." Maybe now everybody was having different theory. Hey, maybe it walked away. Hey, maybe somebody ate it. Hey, maybe somebody touched it. And now to hide Rowdy from having his teachers, you know why he hid it? Because Rowdy was class clown and he was making this strip called Zoovie Mama, and this is one of the best strips I've ever read. It's like something like a very big surprise. It's like, "Gee, Dad, look, our cat's scared. He looks very scared and stiff." And Dad says, "Oh no, he's not scared. He's frozen because of the snow. You didn't keep him inside." And the boy's like, "Zoovie Mama!" And Dad's like, "I've been waiting 3 hours to get his hamburger. Oh, please, 1 hamburger." And then the cashier is like, "I'm sorry, we're out of them." And then the man is like, "Zoovie Mama!" So that was one of the best scripts, and Mr. Ira didn't change that scripts. Now, going on. Then, there was Curtain the Curtain. And this was Greg's script, and this was very nice too, but it was signed by Mr. Ira to Curtain the Tourist. Crichton was like, "Let me make some knock-knock jokes. Knock-knock, Crichton is here. And isn't that funny?" And the kids were like, "No, it's not funny. It's not even a real knock-knock joke." Now, Crichton was like, "Here, now here's some funny." This fat chicken ran above the road. Oh, I got it sniffed up. That was how Carton, he made a mistake over there. And then the kids were like, no, you are the worst comedian ever. Woo! But now Carton was like, let me make you something like wacky records, wacky news. And they were like, the kids were like, yes, I love wacky news. Me too. But then he was like, as the kids would each submit, homeless shelter burns down. And then the kids were like, that's not wacky news, they're tragic. You're the worst comedian ever. Next. So then Triton had more things like, I wonder what's in this box. That's not a box, that's a brick, said the man. And Triton was like, oh, it's not a box. I tried to open it whole day. And Triton is, something who doesn't know anything. He's so dumb. But Mr. Hyla changed it to Triton the cutest, which was like, if it would be X36, what is that 44? It would be 36, Triton says the teacher. And that was, you can't even recognize it was Greg Heffley's trip. So, now, you know what happened? Now, after that, things weren't going so bad. Even with the cheese touch. And Greg was hiding it, and he was saying, I threw it away. And by throwing away, that means he's got the cheese. He's got it, but he doesn't got it. He's just trying to hide it. And if he tells the worst thing that's happened to Greg, which we'll discuss in Robert Rules, then Greg will tell the whole world who ate the cheese. And that means Rowdy is exposed. But, Rowdy has got a big position and reputation in this class. But if somebody knows that is Rowdy who ate the cheese, that means that is all in for him. And that means there can be a new slot for Greg Heffley. If you want to see more videos, go to my website, zidanehamid.com, or even log into my Facebook page. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll be waiting for your feedback. Allah Hafiz, stay tuned. Robert Rules is coming up next.